All right, guys. Hey, I wanted to welcome you to another Cryptonairz interview slash AMA. We're very excited to have Don Kim here today, who is the founder of BTC Proxy. BTC Proxy is actually a very unique place where you can actually earn rewards on your Bitcoin. And I don't know if there's a ton of projects out there like this. And Don has a lot of great partnerships, a lot of huge partnerships that we'll be discussing later on. I'm joined here with Danny Carney and Scott, who are some of our best researchers here in the community, and they're very excited here just to speak with you, Don, too. First, for the people that might not know who you are, Don, do you want to maybe just give a little bit of introduction, maybe what got you into crypto, how long you've been in, and just a little bit about who you are as a person here in crypto?
Yeah, for sure. I got started in crypto in 2017. We were at the crossroads of sort of experimenting with exchange-traded technologies and with cryptocurrency. And there's a lot of similarities from that development back then to what we're doing now, because if you look at BTC Proxy and the protocol, it is an asset-backed sort of stable coin which uses exchange-traded fundamental technologies. So, anyways, we started back then. We tried to launch an ICO, but we just didn't feel the protocol was right back then. And we've been in it since then, and we've been watching the market grow, and we've been sort of developing and pivoting as the market's been developing. So in 2020, we saw DeFi summer happen, and something really interesting occurred, which was you saw the wrapping of Bitcoin coming onto DeFi through WBTC or RenBTC, and that sort of sparked what gave us the idea to see what was coming down the pipeline for the future. So you're right, it is a way to earn income on your Bitcoin, but it is more of a way to utilize that Bitcoin to port into DeFi.
Awesome. No, that's great. Can you walk us through, so how long has the project been live for? Did you guys complete it in 2020 or is it 2021? Can you just walk us through how long the project's been live for, and maybe what does the team look like in the background?
So back in 2018, when we were developing and experimenting with ETF technology, we hired a developer back then, and I've told this story many times. And that developer was brilliant. He created our whole system, but we realized that the system was not going as planned, and so he left. And when he left, he went to go form his own project, and that project became Matic. You probably know his name. That was Sandeep. So Sandeep actually helped sort of shape the protocol in the very beginning, and then to watch him leave and form Matic, we've been sort of watching what he's been doing, and so we decided to utilize Matic as our first as our layer one, and so that sort of kind of all fell into place as we saw USDC sort of do the same thing and develop their layer two tech on Polygon. So that's where we got the idea, and that happened in like 2000. We launched like I think it was July 2001, and we went through the IDO phase where we did a fair launch on Uniswap with a bunch of VCs, namely including Alphabet, which was instrumental in helping us get off the ground. And since then, that was the governance token, but since then we've done a lot in between.
So for the person that maybe doesn't understand, let's say I have a Bitcoin in my wallet. I want to come to your website to earn some passive income. Walk us through maybe what a person would go through, how that's, because I know it's fairly easy to do, but for the person at home that might not have a clue on how to do this, maybe can you walk us through what you would say are the best steps to set this up, to start earning, I think it's 95%. I was looking this morning. I couldn't get the exact number right in my head, but walk us through what you would do, Don.
So let's take a perspective from the Bitcoin holder. As a Bitcoin holder, you have very limited options when it comes to trying to earn anything on that token, especially if you don't want to sell it. You can exchange it, go into Wrap BTC, you can go to exchange it for any token for that matter, and that puts you into wherever you want to go. But specifically for holders that do not want to sell and want to hold their Bitcoin and yet want to try to earn some yield on it, this is the protocol that we've been trying to design. So what happens is safety is of the utmost importance for us, because we know that many people will likely part with their firstborn child before they part with their Bitcoin. So we, knowing how the fund industry works, Bitcoin should be parked in an insured custodian. So that's our protocol is hooked up to Hex Trust.
Was it Fireblocks?
Gemini
and
Fireblocks.
Binance.
Now we're going on to Binance Institutional.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Mind you, Binance does have some limitations, and so we're waiting for them to actually develop enough for us to actually utilize it fully, but they have an incredible suite of options for custody. But so the Bitcoin goes into, you're sending your Bitcoin into a custodian, and it goes into their wallet. And once it hits their wallet, it's insured. You can hack us, but as long as the Bitcoin is safe in their multi-sig, that's the most important thing. So the Bitcoin goes in there and it gets tokenized onto Polygon into a stable coin called Bitcoin Proxy, BTC PX. And then with that, right now, the easiest way to go about it is to stake it into interest-bearing BTC PX, which yields you Proxy, which is the utility token of the ecosystem. And right now, at this moment, we are allowing people to accumulate high rates or yields of Proxy, because the next phase is coming soon, which is the ability to utilize that Proxy to farm additional Bitcoin.
Oh, that's extremely interesting. How far are you away from that, actually, Don? Would you say that's something, Q2, Q3, or is that something maybe a little bit further down the line?
That contract is done. It's undergoing audit. And so the holders that have been with us from the beginning and accumulating Proxy tokens, they are going to be fit into 3 different tiers depending on how much you have. And those tiers determine how much Bitcoin that tier will earn. So that's undergoing audit, and that's called Farm Proxy. So that's going to be released pretty shortly.
Awesome. And then, you know what, let me do this. I know Danny has some questions lined up, and he's really excited to speak with you. So I'm going to turn it over to Danny right now and just take a step back here. Go for it, Danny.
Hi, Don. Thanks for joining us today. I appreciate you coming on to explain about your project.
Hey, Danny.
I had some questions. Being a researcher on the Cryptonairz team, some of the things that we look at for sure is, is a team doxed? Are they KYC'd? Are some of the members multi-sig? I just wonder if you can explain a little bit of that about your team and, if they are multi-sig and KYC'd?
Yes, of course. So I told you that we came from the ETF space. Mm-hmm. One of the, I guess you would say, the founding advisors or partners into this project is Jason Toussaint. He was formerly the CEO of the World Gold Council, which is the advisor to the GLD ETF, the gold ETF trust, which is the largest gold ETF, I believe, in the world currently. It actually had, when he was managing it, $71 billion of assets under management. And through his knowledge of how ETFs work, that's sort of how the protocol, we took a lot of information from that. So Jason's on the profile here. So you can see him. You can see who he is by just searching him up. Him and I are both, doxed at the SEC, if you want to call it that. We have two filings at the under review right now. One is the Bitcoin ETF trust, and the other is the Ethereum ETF trust. Both were submitted like over a year ago, but as you know, the SEC is sort of like dragging their heels in litigation. So we're not so optimistic about that in the near future, to tell you the truth. But so this is our focus. As per multi-sig, all contracts are held in a Genosis multi-sig. So it requires multiple signers. And in order to open up any sort of custodial account with Gemini, Binance, Hextrust, or Fireblocks, obviously it requires extensive background and KYC. So, and those are all multi-sigs also.
That's good to hear. I know in the DeFi spaces, this year has been pretty tough for everyone. And with all of these projects and on top of a bear market, it's definitely been a rough year in DeFi. So I appreciate you explaining that. Is any of the liquidity locked?
From the, are you talking about the LP tokens?
Yeah.
That was in the beginning, but we've been like floating around our pools for now like close to a year, and so it's not currently locked anymore. It came out of lock a long time ago, but we still hold the LP tokens, and I don't think the community should have any fear that we're going to be utilizing those in any sort of negative way if that's what they're concerned about.
Yeah, definitely. We just always like to look at that, especially for our members. We want to make sure they're protected. Actually, I've been researching the product all morning and going through it, and I really like what I see. Anytime I can increase my BTC stack, I'm all for that. Yeah,
it's compared to most of the other tokens out there or currencies out there, it's holding up well. So yeah, it's holding up well. Like there is a testament from major institutions. They don't really care for the other tokens so much, but Bitcoin, which is a limited supply currency, that has real value to them. And Let's just hope it doesn't go down to 22,000, 21,000,
Right.
where bad things could happen.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to have some price fluctuation as the price of BTC goes up and down for sure.